Now, I will say I do like the sound of this. This is from Zero Hedge. The Gold Fund. Bitcoin will make gold global money again. The manager of Old Mutual Gold and Silver Fund, a precious metals fund with over 220 million under control, has said Bitcoin is paving the way for a global gold comeback. Speaking to Bloomberg in an interview published today, November 23rd, Ned Naylor Leland said that the marriage of Bitcoin and gold was essentially a logical one given the characteristics and remit of both. Bitcoin was explicitly designed to be the digital gold, he said, which is true. We've always referred to Bitcoin as gold, while Litecoin was the silver. So if you're going to have a small portion or proportion of a fund in Bitcoin, it should be in a gold fund, because that's exactly the point. As Cointelegraph's William Soberg notes, the fund, which began in April this year, 2017, is aiming to allocate up to 5% to cryptocurrency, creaming off profits from price upticks to reinvest back into gold and silver. Another reason why I'm glad I'm hanging on to my silver, just in case some interesting fireworks start happening and they finally get let loose. I can't wait for that day. Again, sdbullion.com/jsnip4. It's in the description box at the very bottom. 10-ounce bar of silver, spot price, new customers. Fantastic. Naylor Leland is highly bullish on the concept going forward, echoing CME Group's chairman Emeritus Leo Melamed in his desire to bring discipline to the scene for investors. It's about bringing the ownership of disciplined money into the modern world, he continued. Bitcoin is paving the way for the reintroduction of gold as global money. And as we previously discussed over here at Zero Hedge, they said, the real importance of Bitcoin is not making cheap, easy payments. It's not a way of making fast payments. It's not going to allow for microtransactions or all these other use cases that we've heard are important for Bitcoin. The most important thing that Bitcoin offers is a new form of sound money outside the control of any authority or government in the world. And that is something very, very important for the world economy. Bitcoin is hard money as opposed to easy money. Easy money refers to money whose quantity is easy to increase in case there is an increase in demand for it. So if people move toward using copper as money, it is very easy for copper miners to increase the supply and bring the price back down, which will hurt the people who used copper as the store of value for their savings. So copper is bad as a store of value because it's easy to produce in response to an increase in demand. Gold, on the other hand, is hard money because even if the price of gold goes up a lot, it is very hard for gold miners to increase the supply of gold in the world. It is hard to bring the value down. Therefore, gold serves as a good store of value in the long run. It's a much better store of value than other forms of money over time. Bitcoin is far closer to gold. It is a digital equivalent of gold. Bitcoin supply is strictly limited. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins, and the code that controls the issuing of the Bitcoins is decentralized among thousands, tens of thousands of nodes that operate the Bitcoin software, and if it were to change, it would need the majority agreement of everybody involved. Since everybody involved has an interest in maintaining the monetary policy in a way that maintains the value of the money, it is highly unlikely that we're going to witness any change in the monetary policy. Even technical changes, like changing the block size or various parameters, have been almost impossible to make in Bitcoin. It's impossible to make a copy of Bitcoin because it's not possible to change Bitcoin. There will always be some people that want to stick to the inflation schedule as it is. So the monetary policy of Bitcoin is immutable. It isn't going to change, and since the supply is strictly limited and the network is distributed and nobody can control it, we might just have the digital equivalent of gold. This, I think, is an enormously important innovation because it has many good properties that gold doesn't have. It's very easy to send across the world very quickly, and it's much harder to confiscate than gold. Therefore, the possibilities are exciting for people who believe in the importance of sound money for society. Look at the era of the classical gold standard from 1871, the end of the Franco-Prussian War, until the beginning of World War I. There's a reason why this is known as the Golden Era, the Gilded Age, and La Belle Epoque. Epoca. Epoque. What the? I gotta look that one up. I may have just destroyed that one. I got it. Hell's that? Belle Epoque. Was a period of Western history. Not sure how to pronounce it. You don't have time for silly games, so let's go. It was a time of unrivaled human flourishing all over the world. Economic growth was everywhere. Technology was being spread all over the world. Peace and prosperity were increasing everywhere around the world. Technological innovations were advancing. I think this is no coincidence. What the gold standard allowed people to do is to have a store of value that would maintain its value in the future. And that gave people a low time preference. That gave people the incentive to think of the long term. And that made people want to invest in things that would pay off over the long term. With Bitcoin, once you've started holding some Bitcoin and you see it appreciate, you start understanding that there is a very high opportunity cost to spending, and you start thinking twice about spending frivolously. Also, Bitcoin matters for moving very large quantities and high amounts of value, particularly in transactions in which you're trying to avoid censorship or economic inflation from the central bank. So as a store of value, this is what Bitcoin's importance is. Not everyone in the wider gold industry is happy with the status quo, however. Discussing a drop in profits, Bullion Vault Research Director Adrian Ash said earlier this month that Bitcoin noise was distracting from some investors and leading to gold being sidelined. As John Rubino previously noted, sound money advocates who love the concept of cryptocurrencies but don't want to abandon precious metals have been trying to clarify their thoughts of late. Risk Hedge just helped with a comprehensive statement of the pro-gold position. The following is an excerpt. Read the full article here, they say, and I'll, of course, link this to my channel, as I always do, in the description box. All the reason cryptocurrencies will never replace gold as your financial hedge. Despite what the crypto evangelists will tell you, digital tokens will never and can never replace gold as your financial hedge. Here are 6 reasons why. Cryptocurrencies are more similar to a fiat money system than you think. The definition of fiat money is a currency that is legal tender but not backed by a physical commodity. It's clear that cryptocurrencies partially fit the definition of fiat money. They may not be legal tender yet, but they're also not backed by any sort of physical commodity. And while total supply is artificially constrained, that constraint is just, well, artificial. You can't compare that to the physical constraints on gold supply. Some countries are also exploring the idea of introducing government-backed cryptocurrencies, which would take them one step closer toward fiat currency status. Number 2, gold has always had and always will have an accessible liquid market. I'm not going to read it word for word. Number 3, the majority of cryptocurrencies will be wiped out. So let's see what he says here. Many Wall Street veterans compare the current rise in cryptocurrencies to the internet in the early 1990s. Many stocks had risen in the first wave of the internet craze, were wiped out after the burst of the dot-com bubble in 2000. Okay, so we're talking early 1990s to 2000. That's years and years and years. And while I know, Bitcoin has been around since 2011, it really didn't get started till like 2017. I mean, let's be real. You had Ethereum come out. You could do the ERC20 tokens. ICOs come out, and I know there's a few that actually started in 2016, believe it or not. You might even find some earlier. I don't know if they were riding on the Ethereum blockchain or what the deal was, but anyways, it was pretty much 2017. Again, when you have a token or a coin that goes from, $18 to now over 400 as I'm talking to you, and it hadn't even been a year yet, that's insane. When you have Litecoin, again, $3 to $4, same time period, $75 as I tell you I'm talking to you. Wouldn't be too awfully hard for me to just go to CoinMarketCap and tell you the exact price. So it's like right around $8,000 Bitcoin, $404 Ethereum, Litecoin $73. But Again, Ethereum, man. Told you it was in that record-breaking territory. And looked like it hit 415, 423, $423. 25, excuse me, 425.55. The highest I ever saw it go before was 420. And that was on one specific exchange. It might have been Coinbase. So I'm not sure which one this CoinMarketCap's referring to, where it came from, whatever. Bottom line is record-breaking. How many of you would love the opportunity? $18 Ethereum. Hey guys, there's going to be this incredible move. All you got to do is wait a year. Listen to me. I came back from the time machine. I met this guy named John Teeter. He told me all about this. I just came back to tell my people. I came back and told myself, Jason F4, I'm your future self. Get your sorry butt into Ethereum immediately. Get into Litecoin immediately. Also get into Bitcoin. Matter of fact, just do all three. In January, unload your entire silver amount, because you're going to not only buy it back, you're going to buy back enormous amounts more. You might as well buy some gold while you're at it too. So you're going to have a ton more silver. You're going to have a bunch of gold you never had before. And you're going to have millions and millions of dollars by the end of the year. But I need you to liquidate your silver now and liquidate anything. Get a credit card, max it out now. And there's a few silver gold man fans out there. When I said about 2.5 months ago, guys, look at these prices on these crypto. I'm telling you, I'd max my cards out. I would max my credit cards out. Silver Goldman does a video saying how stupid I am for telling people to advise them to do that. A couple of his followers did a video. Same thing. What's wrong with this idiot? And I went back and looked at the prices 2.5 months ago, approximately, and I'm seeing where they're at now. And I did have a few people email me, FYI, Joe, we did go heavy on the credit card. We did it. And we paid it off. And we've got some fat profits staring us in the face. Using other people's money. You down with OPM? Yeah, you know them. You down with OPM? Other people's money. Like the shyster, rotten banks. Use their money. Max the sucker out. Make your stupid payments. A few months later, pay that freaking thing off. You don't have to. No, I'm not telling you to default. No. Pay it off. Give them their money. You want money? It's your money and you need it now? Hey, don't call JG Wentworth. Call me. I got you. I'll pay it off right now. And then I'm going to buy some gold, a little bit extra silver, and sit on these damn crypto profits. Or you may say, well, maybe I'm not buying gold and silver right now. I'm going to dump it all into crypto profits. But now I've got my own money. It's not credit based. I don't owe it to anybody. It's mine. So I get to do what I want with it. I don't have to worry about paying something back with the profits. Now I get to keep raking in the profits. That, my friends, is the name of the game. But anyways, let me finish this last little piece. The majority of cryptocurrencies will be wiped out. Many Wall Street veterans compare to the stock, the markets, internet, whatever, the early 1990s, the tech bubble. Most stocks that had risen the first wave of the internet craze were wiped out after the burst of the dot-com bubble until the year 2000. The crash, in turn, gave rise to more sustainable internet companies like Google and Amazon, which thrive to this day. The same will probably happen with cryptocurrencies. Most of them will get wiped out in the first serious correction. Only a few will become the standard, and nobody knows which ones at this point. I'll take a stab at it. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum ain't going nowhere. They will always be around. Because they'll always be my baby. They will linger on. I don't like, Mariah Carey is good on that. It's her song. But David, what's his name? Did a rendition on American Idol. Was it David Cook or whatever? Man, is that one awesome. So that's one issue they're talking about. Yeah, go pull up any site, look at all the cryptocurrencies, but you have a site like CoinMarketCap, top 100, and there's millions and millions, sometimes billions of dollars into the one freaking coin. You got the top 100 to work with, right? So I think a bunch of those will be around. Not to say that they all will, but it's like anything, you can't have a market just show up with a whole bunch of vendors. Hey, everybody, let's start selling all kinds of different stuff. You're going to quickly find out what people want and what they don't want. And if they don't want your crap that you're peddling, you're going to shut down. You're gone. And then what remains is essentially what cryptos will become. or not become, but what cryptos remain, there'll be a use for them. Again, gold, Bitcoin, silver, Litecoin. And then, of course, Ethereum. It's got its use. We've already seen it, ERC20 tokens. And then the last thing he mentions is lack of security undermines cryptocurrency's effectiveness. Security is a major drawback, and I get it. Yes. Just had this other thing hack. What the hell was it called the other day? Tether hack. It tethers the US dollar. Oh, come on. I will say I'm pleased at this point that I have not mentioned to you review of this, review of that on any of these ones that this kind of crap has happened to. Big hack or the Tezos lawsuit. I'm very happy that I did not put those in your face, because I could have. Not that I knew something was going to happen, but I'm just focused on, I'm just looking at other things that do it for me, so to speak. And that's what I share with you guys. So, anywho, that's it. Is this going to stop me from getting into cryptos? Not a chance in hell. All in, baby. Take care.